Oh, good evening and welcome to the post-race summary of tonight's races at Happy Valley. It was a disastrous evening from start to finish. Obviously, the first leg of the TT panned out very poorly for us. We looked like we were home with about 200 to go. We were still there at the 100 and something's come along the rails to knock us over and knock us out of everything. It looked an impossible race and it panned out that way. Race 1, Ocean Roar jumped at the front and led all the way. Good Smile chased it. Not much can be said for the rest of them. These were a pretty ordinary lot. Race 2, Victory General came across from the wide gate and attacked the lead. Didn't give it much chance sitting out there. Make It got well back and was running home strong. The rest of them, it was a pretty ordinary race. Easy to Rich sat off the speed and swamped them late. It was pretty soft win, winning by 2 or 3 lengths. Not much of a field, and I wouldn't be worrying about following too much of these in the future. Race 3, Hartwood came across from the wide gate attacking the lead, then sat outside the leader. It was gone at the 300. It was a fairly ordinary effort from our banker. Really gave us no hope. Lily Star ran a good race, just sitting on the fence behind the speed. That was a good enough effort. Of the rest, probably Royal Knight was the run of the race. Played up badly before the start. Was in a muck lather going out onto the track. Well back, missing the kick early, and come flying home and run 4th. And again, a lot of these have probably just about had enough for this season. You'll probably see them starting to go out for spells. Wouldn't be following too many of these again. Race 4, this was the killer Oyster. It was 4 lengths off them at the 800. It was still tailed off coming around the corner. He stayed on the fence. Everything moved out. He just came in a straight line all the way along the rails, or one off the rail, to get up and knock us out in the last 75 metres. Of the rest, Diligent 3 again, as usual, last flying home. Flute ran an ordinary race. Sight Lover was okay. Ambitious Treasure was okay. Master Gunner's a complete and utter eel. Never again hit in anything. Silver Dragon, same thing. It's not a 1600 metre horse. Maybe one more chance in the 1200, but it's a goat. Race 5, Croesus jumped well. They went nuts in front. It sat behind them. Went out wide and ran on nicely. Super Fresh set the tempo as expected. Kick coming around the corner, couldn't run it down. It was a good win. B Choice was the run of the race. Tailed off, come out wide, come flying home. As soon as it goes back to Shah 10, it'll win. Of the rest, Sunshine Kid run was probably better than it looks. Wait for it to go back to the all-weather track. The rest of them, not much good. Windicator Power looks like it's had enough. There's something wrong with it. Gold Edition's had enough. Time for a spell for these horses. Race 6, pretty smart one. This one, Multi-Victory. This was going to win 600 from home. Grimmy pulled up lame again, hung badly coming around the corner. I think we'll be giving it a very wide berth if we see it again this season. We want to see it produced before we put our hard-earned on it again. Supreme Falcon was the run of the race, come flying home late after getting pushed off the track. Turf Magic, another one that made good ground. Precision King went hard up front and stayed hard up on the fence. Did a terrific job to actually hang on and run 4th. Of the rest, maybe Turin Champion if it gets back onto the all-weather. Tomodachi looks like it's had enough. Joyful the Great was out wide, no hope. Medic Swordsman, we gave it one more chance today. Had the run of the race, 3 back the rails, did nothing. It's a complete goat. Never again hit in anything. Race 7, Winning Apex. It was under the whip 700 from home, so we'll wait to see what the stewards have got to say about that. It was a pretty ordinary run. 9th Galaxy, Douglas did a nice job on this. 3 wide, gave it no hope. So forget about that run. Wait till he gets off it. Put an apprentice on it. Maybe it'll improve. Happy Champion. The racing pattern's the killer with this. Come flying home again. Naturally, it's in the black book with another, barnstorming finish. This is going to keep doing it. It's going to keep burning money. I don't think we'll be banking this in anything again. Galaxy Prancer pinged out on the speed. It was going to win coming around the corner. It was a pretty good win. Sun Yat-sen, this was a better run this time. It sat between runners, 3 wide straighting, got pushed out. Looked half a chance to run in the placings at around the 250, and kept coming. It was an improved run. Noble Boy come flying home from a mile away, and it was a decent run. Of the rest, Mighty K missed the kick by about 10 lengths, so forget it ever went around. So it'll go back to the trials. The rest we don't ever want to see again. And in the last, Kyara, he jumped it all right. He got it into a reasonable position, and then all of a sudden it started pulling and went mad for about 300 or 400 metres. Then it settled at about the 600 and brought it out to the middle. If he stays where he was, he gets the run that the winner got, but he decided to come out the middle. The run, he was only got beaten about a length and a half. The run was actually better than it looks. We give it one more chance. Beauty Lead went like a dromedary. It's had enough, I think, for this season. Waymar Star, same boat. I think it's had enough for this season. Noble Deluxe was ordinary. Little Dreams was a good run. Come running home late, weaving a passage. And Fun Rider was well back on the rails. Tommy Berry drove it through a gap, come flying home to win. It was a good win. Jun Gong had the run of the race on the rails. It's an eel. It's as weak as anything. Can't be on it in anything. Overall, a really bitterly disappointing night. It looked on paper that we had a pretty reasonable chance at odds, and it didn't pan out for us. We go to Sha Tin on Sunday. We'll line up there on a reasonable meeting. Had a look at the preliminary look at the fields. So there's a fair bit of depth. There are, I think there's one jackpot, possibly two. Certainly, I think the 6-up's a jackpot. And we shall line up there. Now, stay tuned. Friday evening, I'll probably put up a preview for maybe something that I might find for Saturday in Oz or New Zealand. Keep one thing in mind. I did get a couple of emails. These horses that I give you in the from the book situation, these are black bookers. A lot of them will be first up. I don't back them unless they're 15 or 20 to 1 first up, but I'll be keeping an eye out on them second and third up. I probably won't mention them again, so make a note of them and follow them up at their next run or two. I mean, they've all trialled reasonably well. A couple of them missed the kick today and were never in the race at all. One or two of them made some nice steady ground, especially the couple of Wallers. The 3 in Sydney were reasonable. The one in Adelaide had no hope the way the race panned out. So don't dismiss them, but also don't be taking single figures about them. These are horses that I sort of look for from a futures point of view. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be having a couple of days off now and getting ourselves refreshed, ready to attack them on Sunday at Sha Tin. Good night. Thanks for tuning in.